Okay, everybody, welcome back to our latest severe weather live stream. Hope everyone's having a good afternoon, evening, or morning, wherever you are. Today's going to be quite a serious one, as we do have a moderate risk of severe weather. You can see anywhere from Milwaukee or just south of Milwaukee into places like Chicago, Rockford, Davenport, Galesburg. It's going to be a big day of severe weather today. We already actually have a tornado watch in effect. We've got these morning storms heading through. We can see here we've got the severe thunderstorm warning, but we'll get to this in a second because we will have more storms developing, and these will be the stronger, more severe storms. We do also have the severe thunderstorm watch over here and warning. This might be our kind of main area to watch for the kind of like an hour or so before all of these storms really start to get going. But yeah, we've had a couple tornado warnings in this area over the morning hours. Mostly a damaging wind risk with some of these storms. And let's go through some of the risks for today in a bit more detail. So we have got a moderate risk of severe weather, like I said, in place. Places like Chicago are all going to be included in that red area, moderate risk of severe weather. In the orange is the enhanced risk goes through places like southwest Michigan, through Cedar Rapids and to Columbia, just north of St. Louis, Springfield, Fort Wayne, places like that, or St. Louis, sorry. And then the slight risk is actually a lot larger. It goes all the way back up to the Canadian border, all the way down into North Texas, and then all the way back up. We do also have this other pocket over near like the northeast, New York, Washington, Richmond, where we could see some severe storms. In regards to tornadoes, we do have a 15% tornado risk, and it is a significant 2 risk. So we could have large tornadoes in this risk, anywhere in the red region, even in the yellow or the brown, maybe even in the green. We could have a couple of tornadoes. It's going to be quite a big day for tornadoes. By far the most insane risk has got to be the wind, where we have got a 60% chance of wind. It's definitely unprecedented. We've got this purple shaded region here. It's going to be mostly a wind risk today, along with the tornado risk. But it's just crazy that we've got. We could have a derecho coming through. So yeah, we're going to have to watch out for that. And anywhere, even in the bright pink, the red, and in the yellows, we could see still some damaging wind gusts of up to 70, 80 miles an hour. We do have this pocket as well, this red shaded region, the 30% region, back from South New York City down into Washington, which I think is our main corridor over on this eastern threat for damaging wind. And finally, if you finish with hail, there's not really that much of a hail risk. A 15% risk anywhere in this significant one risk from Chicago back into Kansas City would be our kind of main corridor for some large hail, where it could reach up to maybe 1.5 inches in diameter. But today's going to be an interesting day. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning, like I was mentioning before, for Collins, Gowanda, and Concord. We do have 60-mile-an-hour winds at the moment, currently going through that area. Sorry, let me change this. But yeah, let's go through some of these probabilities of the watches. So this is for this one right here. We have got a 20% chance of 10 or more severe hail events. In terms of 10 or more severe wind events, we've got a 60% risk, so that is going to be one of the main risks in this watch. And then for hail exceeding 2 inches, that is extremely low, 10% risk. A strong tornado, so EF2 plus, is pretty much, it's not going to happen. It's 0.2% chance, very minimal. Wind exceeding 65 knots is going to be at 10%. 2 or more tornadoes is once again pretty much, there's no threat of that. And 6 or more combined events is at 80%. So mostly just a wind and a hail risk from these storms starting to fire up. But let's go back over to this tornado watch, which over the next couple hours this could get interesting. So yeah, so this is loaded. So this is about right now. We've got those storms in the eastern side of the tornado watch, not really that severe, and then we'll have these storms behind that are going to fire up and kind of move eastwards, and these are going to be quickly begin to become severe. This is in about 2.5 hours time. We've got widespread storms, damaging wind, and a couple tornadoes there, and then you can see it just becomes this massive line of storms that's all going to be producing damaging wind gusts. I wouldn't be surprised if we've got loads of severe thunderstorm warnings like this all the way up and down the line like that, like loads of severe thunderstorm warnings just for wind on this line. And then, so we go for more of a discrete risk in the next couple hours, where any storms that remain discrete could have more of a tornado threat. And then as we go later on, we do have this line of storms. That does mean more of an embedded tornado threat. Would overall mean they're weaker tornadoes. QLCS tornadoes are usually weaker, but obviously damaging wind gusts tornadoes would be that in sort of like the late evening hours. What's out there right now is actually quite interesting, because all of this convection kind of can get in the way of these storms from really ramping up and becoming severe. So if more storms and more kind of rain can develop in this sort of area here, then we might see a little bit of a like a the severe weather threat won't drop significantly, but it could drop by a little bit, because of all that kind of morning convection kind of could leave the atmosphere a little bit more or less unstable than what it would otherwise be. It's just whether that will happen, but we will have some decent storms rolling into Chicago over the next couple hours. It's gonna be a busy day for Chicago. You're not quite in the tornado watch. That'll probably get issued very soon. I'm not actually sure what mesoscale discussions we have. Think we do have a couple flood ones, and then we do have this tornado watch on here for that grey shaded region. And I think this has been issued, but it's just taking a little while to get on our screens here. And then all of this area, we're going to be looking at more flood risk, because I mean we've already got storms out there at the moment. More storms are just going to lead to a lot more accumulations. Let's actually look at the accumulations. Well, let's go to this, and then we can kind of play through the precipitation here. Let's just load up the model here. But today's going to be a really big day. Once again, flooding's going to be a big player in this as well. Low, strong tornadoes possible. Once again, as well, that derecho as well could be impacting some of these regions as well, as it does shift to more of a line of storms. But let's get the rain accumulations here. If I can find it, just give me one moment here. Unless they removed it, which they might have done. Oh no, total precipitation. Let's play this through here. Seeing that green shaded region here, have these kind of little pockets here with these red and yellows here, which would be our main kind of area to watch for. Northwest of Chicago down into Burlington, north of Davenport would be our kind of main region there for more kind of floods. And then could see some isolated flooding for kind of like Pittsburgh and northward, but nothing really that interesting with that. Anyway, let me turn off the mesoscale discussions now. Let's get back to this. So thunderstorm. I'm pretty sure this did just get extended south. I'm pretty sure. I'm not quite paying attention. We've got a lot of storms firing up around the Pittsburgh area. Let's take this back like about an hour. We've got a lot of little kind of like popcorn storms like popping up everywhere, firing up everywhere. None of these should particularly be severe, but maybe some travel disruptions. If you get caught out by any one of these cells, you could have some damaging wind maybe, and some heavy rain, so some bad driving conditions if you get caught out. And I'll just go through the probabilities of this tornado watch. these are for the kind of more like the morning storms which are having right now, and then we will get a new one issued later on in the day today that will have probably a lot higher probabilities than this one does. So we can see the probability of 10 or more severe hail events about 40%, 10 or more severe wind events, which is obviously the main threat today, is at 90%. Then the hail exceeding 2 inches is at a 30% risk. Strong tornadoes EFT plus is a 30% risk. Wind exceeding 65 knots is at 50%. 2 or more tornadoes 50, and 6 or more combined events is greater than 95%. And that'll be for that red shaded region right there, which we will probably see another one reissued in the next couple hours in a little while here. Definitely some thunderstorms rolling through the northwest side of Chicago at the moment. Some frequent lightning, heavy rain there. With that, we could actually see some storms in Canada, in one place like Toronto. Could have some storms. I think that can become severe, but still interesting. A lot of storms moving up the lake here into Buffalo. From Buffalo, probably have some rumbles of thunder in a little while, about an hour's time. We should have tracked up to the Buffalo area. But if you're in places like New York, we're still going to be getting storms today. In fact, in Albany and Greenville, looks like we've got some storms going up at the moment. There you go, you can see them there. Starting to fire up, this could become a little bit more severe. So let's just quickly go through the risks for today. So once again, the categorical risk is a moderate risk. That's the second or the penultimate highest one. It's 4 out of 5 on the scale in that red shaded region. Places like Chicago, Davenport, Galesburg, and Rockford are all going to be included in that. This is driven by our wind threat. And our tornado threat, we do have a 15% risk anywhere in that SIG 2 risk, which is in that area. We could see a long tracked, strong tornado. We could even see a couple brief, kind of weak tornadoes in the brown and the green areas, but it is going to be those yellows, and particularly the red shaded region that we're going to be watching for today. Wind is definitely our main threat, 60% risk. Anywhere in that kind of purple area, we're going to see potentially a derecho today, which is a long tracked wind event. Very rare. This is kind of like peak derecho season, kind of like late storm season. So once again, you could see a derecho with this. Hail's not really that much of a big threat, but you could get some storms that develop to be about 2 inches, maybe maximum. And then after today, we do have some lingering storms, but this will become more of a east coast threat as we got a little bit later tomorrow. But yeah, like I mentioned before, we do have a slight risk for the northeast, New York, Philadelphia, Washington, Pittsburgh. That slight risk. Not really going to be a tornado threat, mostly just going to be wind with a lot of these storms. Once again, wind is the main part of today's risk. And I did mention before, but in this red shaded area is going to be our peak corridor for some larger, or for some 60, 70 mile an hour wind gusts in that area. But yeah, we do have these morning storms that just rattling through places like Chicago, Davenport, Cedar Rapids. Probably been quite frequent with these thunderstorms. Just been going through all morning. If I play this back to, let's see here, just let it load. This was about 6 o'clock this morning. We had a lot more kind of messy rain, maybe moderate heavy in some places. And then that moved through. And then a little bit later on, we did get even more storms right now. A couple of these did get severe. We did get a EDS, or like I want to call it, PDS, particularly dangerous situation or extremely dangerous situation, severe thunderstorm. We did get a couple of tornado warnings, but we are now back down to no tornado warnings. Still got some decent storms near Chicago. Nothing severe, just some heavy rain and a couple rumbles of thunder and some nice lightning with these at the moment. We do have these storms in around Cedar Rapids are definitely interesting. We have to watch them. They've been really trying to fire up recently. This one, just west or down to the south of West Liberty. It's definitely caught my attention. Let me just move this here. Definitely interesting storm. Probably nothing that needs to get severe. Wand. We do just have so many of these storms going up. It's one near Galesburg as well, quite a weird shape, probably more of a wind threat. As it heads kind of more towards Lacken and Streeter and Peru. Let's go back to our only severe thunderstorm alert. It's just south of Buffalo near Concord. We do have 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, not really much of a hail risk with this storm here. And then anywhere in this kind of severe thunderstorm watch is where we're going to be watching over the next couple hours for some severe thunderstorms. Mainly a wind risk. We could see 80-mile-an-hour wind gusts in this area. We could even have something developing near Edinburgh. This could be getting more of that kind of shape of a storm that produces damaging wind gusts, so it could definitely be interesting. Once again, these morning storms are going to move through. Maybe one or two more might become severe, and then over the next 2 or 3 hours is when we're going to really start to have those big storms, those 80-mile-an-hour wind storms, those tornado warnings, potentially even a PDS tornado warning. We're probably going to have one of them actually. Around Milwaukee, probably got some. Actually, most likely got some damaging wind gusts in Milwaukee at the moment. See that very defined kind of straight line, a little bit buried there. And that will be heading up into the north side of Milwaukee and into Port Washington. But yeah, these morning convection storms are going to be getting out of the way. The atmosphere will kind of intensify, unstabilize. Then that's when we have these 80-mile-an-hour windstorms, large tornadoes. It's going to all be happening this evening. It's not good. We do have that moderate risk once again. These kind of, once again, I call them morning storms. It's actually afternoon now. These are kind of a little bit messy, a little bit spotty, but we could see some severe storms. We could see 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, maybe at a maximum, but nothing that's ever going to get too organised. Still have these storms in the west side of Chicago that are going to be rolling through the north side of town. It's when Aurora as well. Mostly just a kind of a heavy rain risk and maybe some lightning and thunder with these as well. Our only severe thunderstorm warning, this goes for the next 30 minutes in Concord. We do have 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, and our main, that will be our main threat, but we do have some very small hail falling with this storm as well. Once again, still some interesting storms. So near Meadville, or just west of Meadville. Probably our more interesting one at the moment. Probably get some 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts on this at the moment. I would kind of take a guess at that. It's not like I'm really organised, but it still has some potential for damaging wind gusts, it looks like. And let's go through some of the probabilities for this thunderstorm watch once again. We do have a 20% chance of 10 or more severe hail events, definitely more of the lower side of things, but something that's not is going to be the severe wind events. We do have a 60% risk. Hail exceeding 2 inches isn't going to be really in play today, maybe 10% risk. Strong tornadoes, EF2 plus, pretty much non-existent, not really much of a chance. Wind exceeding 65 knots is going to be at 10% risk. 2 or more tornadoes, once again, more on the low side of things, probably not going to happen. And 6 or more combined events, mostly hail, mostly wind, maybe a couple isolated hail reports, will be at a 80% chance. Still got this line going through Milwaukee at the moment, which I think could have some damaging wind gusts in it. I think that's interesting. Let's actually turn on the special weather statements if I don't keep on clicking the wrong thing. Um, that's one thing. Special weather statements. Let's see. See, we do have this one in Milwaukee. Play for 40 mile an hour wind gusts, I'd say. 50 actually. It's close to becoming severe, this storm in Milwaukee. Just a severe weather a special weather statement, sorry. 50 mile an hour max wind. Definitely kind of got that line there, which you would normally associate with a more of a windstorm at the moment. We do have this one in Columbus as well. We got a couple special weather statements, couple little spotty storms here, and these are going to be for, let's collect this here, 45 mile an hour wind gusts, and that's going to be about it for that storm. 45 mile an hour wind gusts. Let's go to the special marine warning up near Dunkirk or Portland. This is going to be wind gusts exceeding 34 knots. And for that warning there, that pink area. This one as well, I still think could be close to becoming severe. Definitely got that kind of shape of a windstorm. 50 mile an hour wind gusts heading into Edinburgh. I would say if there was going to be a storm to get a severe warning, it would either be that one or the one once again up near Milwaukee. Would be the one to get it. We'd have this one near Peoria or Galsborough. That's going to have, if let's close that, 40 mile an hour wind and 0.25 inch sized hail, so mostly it's a wind risk with this one as it heads into Elmwood and into Farmington. These storms are just gonna, I mean, if I quickly play through the radar again, these storms are gonna get out of the way. Then we're going to have the bigger storms coming in behind. So kind of like a bit of a messy bit of convection this morning. And then these things really intensify all the way down back through Kansas City. Maybe even reaching into northern Oklahoma, we're going to have storms. This in about 3 hours time. We've got so many storms. Once again, 15% tornado risk. Could be a derecho as well. Very possible. Could be a derecho. Up back storms from Milwaukee all the way down into Oklahoma City. Might even have a couple in North Texas today as well. And then we've got this massive line of storms here. And I wouldn't be surprised if in a couple hours time, 6 or 7 hours time, every single portion of this storm could have a severe warning, all for 60 mile an hour wind gusts. We could have like 20 severe warnings in a row. I really wouldn't be surprised. Every single part of this line could be producing damage in wind gusts and QLCS tornado threat. So that's tornadoes embedded in a line of storms. Those are normally weaker, but we could still see a couple QLCS tornadoes in there, and this will push eastward. We'll probably break up by the time we get into the morning hours, but still, especially in southeast Oklahoma, we could have some lingering storms after that line moves through. I still think this storm in Milwaukee could possibly get a severe warning. It is slightly breaking up at the moment, but severe special weather statement, still at 50 mile an hour wind gusts at the moment. And it'll head into ports, Washington, and Belgium. It's definitely some interesting storms to the west of Chicago at the moment. Be rattling through the north side of the town, kind of going up into Waukegan and into Kenosha and Racine or Racine. This is our top priority alert at the moment. A special marine warning just to the west of Dunkirk, north of Mayville as well in the waters. Kind of on the Canada border here. And this, I'm pretty sure this is the, yeah, so 34 knots or greater. I'm not sure what that is in miles per hour, but I know for these marine warnings, they do prefer to use knots. I don't know how to properly um, can like convert it into miles per hour. But this storm as well near Meadville, I did say either this one or the Milwaukee storm could get a severe warning, and this one near Edinburgh, I do think could be looking interesting. Could be even some pockets of very small rotation right now. This is for 50 mile an hour wind gusts. So yeah, that is for 50 mile an hour wind gusts. So what they're saying, gusty winds could knock down tree limbs with this storm. And seek shelter if you are in this warning. Still, as tornado watch does go for the next 2 hours, they will for these storms that are going to be firing up over the next couple hours. They're going to issue a tornado watch. It's going to have very strong wind potentials as our main threat today. Let me pull that up. We do have a 60% chance of damaging wind gusts at the moment. I mean, we could see a derecho. I did put in the title that it was possible. It is very much possible. Could even become more likely as we get later into the afternoon and evening, kind of how the situation develops. But anywhere in that pink or red shaded region could still see up to 80, 90 mile an hour, even 100 mile an hour wind gust. But exactly in that corridor, in that purple, we could see wind gusts exceeding 100 miles an hour. It could be greater than that. Also, tornado risk is going to be a 15% risk. This is something that you don't really see that often. It's going to be a rather small 15% chance, but any storms that really just get going in the first couple hours of this risk, then it will kind of change into more of a QLCS line of storms embedded in that line. Those first ones really could have a chance to be long tracked and large. Wouldn't even rule out some storms going into some more populous places, Chicago, Milwaukee. It could come through. We're going to at least see probably a windstorm in Chicago and Milwaukee, maybe even 70, 80 mile an hour wind gusts. You've got to be alert today. You can see Chicago, just south of Milwaukee, Rockford, Galesburg is included in that 60% risk. It doesn't really happen often. It did get issued on May or March of 21st. That was a bit of a severe weather bust. I remember that on the East Coast. Nothing really ever got materialised, but this one's definitely looking interesting. Definitely for some potential for a derecho. A wind exceeding 110 miles an hour. It's definitely going to be a big day today. It's going to, once again, we are in quite a populous region today. It's not just like we're in the middle of nowhere. We do have places like Chicago, Milwaukee. It's very populated areas that we're going to be talking about today. Definitely a concerning risk. And let's check back in with this special weather statement. This one at Edinburgh. Once again, this could be the next severe storm. It definitely looks interesting. It's got that kind of line that you want to see, or you would say you would associate with a windstorm. It does currently have 50 mile an hour wind gusts associated with it. It says up to 50, so they're not going to be happening frequently. Just every now and then you're going to get a gust of 50 with this. And the expected impacts could see some tree limbs down, and some unsecured objects could get blown around with this storm. So if you're in Edinburgh, maybe just take shelter, wait for the storm to pass, then everything should be fine. This storm just north of Milwaukee, I did say was a little bit more interesting a little bit ago. Just bring that through right there. Just turn that off there. Definitely looks to have more of a structure now as it's heading up into Port Washington. Still has some damaging wind gusts, maybe up to 40, 50 mile an hour. But that kind of structure, it's become a lot less organised. It's after like it's kind of dying a little bit. It's quite good if you're in the Port Washington area. Still damaging wind gusts, maybe some heavy rain, but nothing that's going to be overly severe. These special weather statements in Columbus, these are mostly for the 45 mile an hour wind risk. We do have two of them right now. Got these kind of popping storms, it's just going up really quick. So kind of like what we get over here in the UK, they kind of just come up really fast, these storms, and then kind of die off. That's what we're going to be seeing in around the Columbus area. Nothing really that severe. Maybe later on in the afternoon and evening, you could get in on something a little bit more interesting. Not right now, though. But yeah, we do have moderate risk of severe weather. Got to keep on telling you guys this. This is driven by a 60% wind risk. To just mention this, high likelihood, or not high, but medium likelihood of a derecho. We do have a 15% tornado risk, nearly including places like Chicago and Milwaukee, including Galesburg and Davenport. Let's play the HRRR future radar with this. Show you guys that we got those kind of scattered showers and storms that are out there at the moment. Nothing too organised at the moment. And then as we go through, this is by in the next kind of like 4 hours. We do this threat's kind of been pushed back a couple hours because these storms in the morning they weakened the atmosphere. They are weakening the atmosphere. They're using up what the storms would use, so then it takes longer for the atmosphere to unstabilize, and then can cause storms to initiate. See, right now, in the next, just in about 3 hours' time, storms from Milwaukee all the way down into Oklahoma, mostly a line of storms, but any kind of like discrete storms would be where we're watching the peak intensity tornado threat. Any of those could definitely produce long tracked, dangerous tornadoes. And then once again, this is just an insane line of storms. By we get to about 6 hours away, about 6 o'clock in the evening, 7 o'clock in the evening, we could have a entire line of storms. And once again, I'm going to say this, but I wouldn't rule out every single portion of this line of storms to have some kind of severe thunderstorm warning on it. It's going to be very, very widespread. If you're in kind of like that region there and eastward, going to be watching out for some potential. Up here in places like Chicago, there's going to be our main corridor. Anywhere south could potentially see it. We're going to be seeing storms in. We're going to be seeing storms in Texas, so all the way up to Texas, all the way up to the Canada border. It's going to be pretty crazy. Maybe even some more organized storms near Oklahoma City. And the tornado threat doesn't quite reach you guys. I wouldn't be surprised in a future outlook. We do get like 2%. It does reach that kind of area. I wouldn't be too surprised if that does happen. We did just get a new special, or a new marine weather warning. Let's pull this up. Just east of Chicago. And this is going to be, I did say we do have a lot of storms near Chicago. They're going to be rolling through. Winds up to 40 knots. Here we go. Yeah, so we got all these storms rattling through right now, the Chicago area. And they will begin to move through that special marine warning up to 40 knots. So if you are in those waters, I'll probably get into shore. Once again, this storm, let's say, still could be producing some damage in wind gusts. It is warned for 50-mile-an-hour wind gust. Is yeah. Definitely as into Enebro. Says the expected impact side. Gusty winds could knock down tree limbs and blow around unsecured objects. If you're on that warning, just probably just seek shelter and just wait for this storm to pass if you are outside. Just wait for them. Some storms in Canada at the moment. Some near Hamilton, just west of Hamilton. Definitely, maybe a bit of a very low severe risk with that. Once again, this line near Milwaukee kind of breaking up at the moment. Looked a little bit more severe a couple of minutes ago, or about 20 minutes ago there. You can see it was more organised, and then it kind of, it was not dissipated, it's almost trying to trying to intensify at the moment. You could see it weakening, could be trying to try and become more severe at the moment. As it does head out into more of the waters, into Port Washington. And I wouldn't be surprised if we do get a special marine warning for this kind of area. Kind of expecting it, to be honest. New special weather statement near Parkersburg. You got these storms that are going up. 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts for this. Near Parkersburg. Once again, a lot of storms in around Davenport area. Not going to be severe. But, I mean, one or two of them could become severe, but nothing too concerning. A little bit of a mini line that's beginning to form, actually. There could be a bit of a line forming, actually. Could actually be interesting. A bit of a line there, actually. Just to the south of Des Moines forming. That could be the first kind of sign of a more organised storm to kind of start. Galesburg definitely have this storm just to the east of you guys, which could be producing from some 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts right now. Wouldn't be surprised if it was. It's one that area as well. Actually, is there a lot of cams up in this area? So we can get the live cameras up here. Is it the cyclone port? Yep. I'm not sure. Do you have a couple storm chasers out there? Any kind of no, I don't really have that many actually. They're all in the they're all just in like Kentucky and in around Nashville. We've got so many cameras. It's actually crazy how many we have running around Nashville. So many, but none up here. We do have this one in Mansville, but no, I wouldn't have much of a view. A load of storm chasers up here though. Yeah, a lot of them are up here. Once again, this line of storms just this south of Des Moines could be organising by now. Has been trying to over the last kind of half an hour here. Definitely looking a little bit more concerning. This will be heading into the west side, southwest side of the tornado watch. We did just get a continuation special weather statement here for our Enidborough storm. 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts there, so it's just been continued for now, including Meadville and Corey as it tracks eastward. And the same thing applies. The expected impacts are going to be gusty winds could knock down tree limbs and blow around unsecured items. That's the same there. Still severe weather statement up near Milwaukee and near Port Washington. We've got that line, maybe 40-mile-an-hour with the storm. I think this is this is issued for 50, but I'd be surprised if it's more like 40 actually. A little bit less. A lot of storm chasers out there. It's going to be a very hard day to chase today because if you were going to be a chaser and you're going to have that perfect ideal day, you'll just have a couple supercells which are going to all be quite big, but we're just going to have so many storms that are going to be interesting tonight. You can say this is in about 3 or 2 hours time. We're going to have storm initiation, and these look to be more severe, maybe even some down in Kansas City over the next couple hours. And then just that massive line of storms once again. I'm going to mention it again. I could say at one point every single part of this line of storms could have some type of severe thunderstorm warning. Might have a couple of gaps, but I think most of this could get severe warned. See there, especially into Chicago, some really, really damaging wind gusts it could be moving through. Chicago and around that area, you guys are included in that 60% win risk. Definitely looking interesting. Just kind of on the cusp of that 15% risk. Obviously, it doesn't really matter if you live on the west side of town, you don't really have that much of a better chance to see a tornado. It doesn't really work like that, but you do apparently have more of a risk. Special marine warning for these storms. I'm going to be tracking into it. So let's go for the next 2 hours. A long time. Do you have this special weather statement at Parkersburg as well? 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts and gusty winds could knock down tree limbs and blow around unsecured objects with that. A lot of storms trying to fire up. We do have this special weather statement to the north of Newark. 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts with this storm in that blue polygon right there. And it's going to be radar indicated. But yeah, so this tornado watch will be allowed to expire in about 2 hours time. Let's see how long we got left. About an hour and 52. Then we're going to have a new watch that could be very strongly worded. It's going to have, could have really high potential for, it's looking like damaging wind gusts and tornadoes give me the main threat. Could even have 2-inch high sized hail. Definitely nothing interesting. Definitely not going to be a really big hail day by any chance, but could see some of these kind of first storms that fire. Let's have something more interesting. This one in Durant. That could be becoming a little bit more interesting. I'm not going to say it's got John McKinney's not quite alive yet. See what kind of cross doing. Connicroft is currently circling a region. I think he's trying to say that's where the first storm's going to fire up. It's Connicroft. A lot of storms in the Chicago area are going to be rattling through. Gonna have at least 1, 2, 3, 5 to 6 of these are going to be coming through into Chicago. Probably going to have, these are probably just going to be the warm-up storms, then we're going to have a full-blown line of storms, maybe even a derecho that's going to be coming through, so definitely a warning there for Chicago. This line up near Milwaukee is kind of broken up now. We see this about 20 minutes to half an hour ago. It's definitely more organised. It's just started to die down there. You can see as it moves northward in that area, it does weaken. Do have a new warning somewhere, and it's for the storm near Peoria. If I'm saying that correct, I don't think I am. But yeah, this was a storm that I was kind of interested about. It's definitely got some interesting features to it. 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts and pea-sized hail heading into Peoria, which it doesn't really look really populous, but definitely could have some impacts. So the actual expected impacts are going to be gusty winds, tree limbs once again could get knocked down, minor hail damage to vegetation is possible. We're not talking about those large hailstorms that take off paint from roofs and stuff. It's mostly just going to be some scattered damage to vegetation. And we just got a new warning for Newark at the moment, actually. A lot of storms just to the east of Columbus at the moment. This one in particular, 45-mile-an-hour wind gusts. It's going to be our main concern. It should, actually. Put on the storm report. Probably be quite smart. We do actually have a flood report actually. Near near Gilman, south of Chicago, we do have a flood report. It says a video shows US 45 flooded with a few inches of standing water of 1,000 North Road from nearby creek. So, I mean, we are going to see a lot of floods today actually. That's going to be a big threat today. I mean, because we've got these storms in the morning, then we have the even more severe storms in the afternoon. These kind of morning, then the bigger storm threats are going to be the ones which do pose more of a flood risk. Anywhere in that green area is going to be that main threat. And okay, here it is. Here's the mesoscale discussion for the new tornado warning, new tornado watch. The watch probability is 95%, so I think we're going to get this watch. And it has a peak intensity tornado of 140 to 170 mile an hour wind gusts. I don't even think this is going to be the most strongly worded tornado watch that we have this afternoon and evening. 65 to 80 mile an hour wind gusts. I think in a newer watch, in a newer mesoscale discussion, the next couple hours, we could have one that says 65 to 110 mile an hour wind gusts. That's definitely possible. Hail could reach 2.5 inches, so this is going to be more of the first kind of storms that fire up. Could be a little bit more discreet. Then that line of storms kind of comes into play. Just on Parkersburg as well. I think this is the 45 or 40 mile an hour wind gusts. And once again, this is for the impacts could be that tree limbs could go down and unsecured objects could be blown around as well with these. Okay, so let's go for a really widespread overview. This is going to take a couple minutes. Let's try really cover a lot of places now. We'll no, we won't. Okay, let's go for the outlook. Okay, so right now, once again, those morning convective storms moving through Chicago. Keep on saying it. These aren't going to be organised. They aren't going to be particularly severe, but we could have some gusty winds. Places like Chicago, they'll move eastward. We could also have these storms up near Cleveland, up near the Canada border that are going to be going up. We'll actually cover the slight risk for the northeast. Places like Pittsburgh, we're going to get some really they're not going to be strong. It's going to be mostly the damaging wind threat. These could track all the way into New York. This has kind of come down. It was looking a lot more of a kind of a concerning threat a couple hours ago, and then now it's kind of more. This is kind of our main corridor for some gusty winds. I would say this kind of side here. There was one. It says now that that's going to be the main corridor, and I don't really see. We actually swap to the wind risk. I don't think this will really play out like intended. I don't think that's going to be the key corridor to watch for. Yeah, I don't think so. These kind of earlier storms, I think, will be more interesting. So, if you go back to these, we will have the morning convective storms. I will keep on saying that. And then 2 to 3 hours time, we're going to have really big storm, and I show you can see Cedar Rapids, Iowa City, Galesburg, Macomb, Quincy, all going to be getting in with those first storms. This is going to be our kind of our peak tornado threat from about 3 till 6 or 7 p.m. Maybe extending into 8, and then any time after that be a QLCS tornado threat, which is the tornadoes are embedded in a line. These storms could even go down to Kansas City. They will first kind of fire up in Kansas City, just to the east actually. And then as we go a little bit later on, this is about 5 p.m., we do have a line of storms all the way up from Madison down into Kansas City. This is going to be our main corridor though, in that red area. I'll play it through now. You can see in that blue area, damaging wind gusts up to 100 miles an hour. It's gonna be it's gonna be an interesting day. Let's see, do we actually have the wording? I don't think we do actually. I'll have to go onto the SBC website to tell you the actual wording. Let's actually get that up right now. So let me just get the wording up. So there's a moderate risk. It says that widespread severe thunderstorms are expected this afternoon and evening across parts of the Midwest and Great Lakes region, including far eastern Illinois, northern Missouri, north central Illinois, south Wisconsin, lower Michigan, and northern Indiana. These include the potential for widespread intense damaging winds, some 75 mile an hour plus, large hail, and several tornadoes. Let me pull this down to see if there's any other key things that I could take from this. Winds up to 65 mile an hour. I wouldn't be surprised if we get more like 100 mile an hour storms. Still trying to highlight the fact that there's going to be potential for a couple tornadoes as well, and I will pull up the tornado risk on this. There's that 50% risk there in that red shaded region. Couple long and tracked tornadoes are possible, over the next couple hours. But I mean, the wind risk being 60% is crazy. The last time we had this issued actually isn't that long ago. I think it was March 21st, where it was more on the kind of east coast. Remember, there was a moderate risk for that. Like, kind of didn't play out, but that was more of a kind of whether it would play out or not, whether it wouldn't. Obviously, didn't play out that much. Today's threat does look like it's going to play out though. It very much does look like it's going to play out, and it's going to be a bad day. Once again, this tornado watch will be allowed to expire 1 hour 42 minutes, I think, is what's left on this, 1 hour 41. And then we do have, the mesoscale discussion for that tornado watch. I don't even think this is that strong wording compared to what we could possibly get in the future. The probability watch is 95%, 140 to 170 miles per hour tornadoes, so large, dangerous, violent tornadoes possible. Wind 65 to 80. It wouldn't be surprised if we see one where it's like 65 to 90, maybe even 95. That's how high it could get. And then hail to 1.5 inch to 2.5 inch. So that would probably get issued in about 50 minutes, maybe half an hour or so. Quite shortly, I would kind of anticipate. Still no severe warnings though. This one in Meadville I was talking about for quite a while. Could have a bit more of a wind risk. Can't really see if there's much of a tornado risk. Wouldn't really be. Wouldn't expect there to be. This kind of northern part of the storm going into Corey. Would be that key bet, and then this one heading into Meadville would also be a kind of a key region. See, sometimes a nice look at the MRMS. You can look everywhere, and that reminded me of in around Des Moines we do have potentially a line forming, line of storms, and click on it. Was saying definitely could be interesting. So let me pull this back. See that there? That could definitely be interesting in the future. Some damaging wind risk. Anyway, I'm just gonna get myself a new drink. I'll put on kind of cross stream for about 2 or 3 minutes. Let me turn on the volume here. It might be really loud. Just make sure it isn't. Okay. And let me pull on the volume for you here. And I will be gone for a couple minutes. Enjoy kind of cross stream. And I will see you guys in like 2 minutes.
Got some modest clouds in front of us here. Thank you so much for your Cash App, Lisa. Do have some modest clouds in the distance. Sky boobs. right away there, lady. Got nice sky boobs out right now. Nice tree down right here, I assume from last night's storms. Can you like pull up for me just a little bit so I can go around you? No, no, you're not going to. You have absolutely no situational awareness, do you? Oh yeah, you have none. Zero. Anyway, dang, this sky is even blowing this camera out a little bit. Very, very blue. Very, very blue, though. And that's good news. That means we are destabilizing a little bit. The sun is out.
Alright, so yeah, that was kind of crap. He's talking about the mammatus clouds there, actually. Quite a rare phenomena, actually. See them there, actually. Very interesting cloud formations. Saw them a couple months ago. Nothing like those ones, though. Storm near New Martinsville. 1 inch size tower, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. And that's going to be tracking to Waynesboro. Put my phone down. Do it as quietly as I can. But yeah, so the first, or technically the second severe thunderstorm warning of the evening or afternoon. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, 1 inch size tail. The expected impacts for this are going to be hail damaging vehicles and wind damage to roofs as well. And that's going to be tracking into Waynesburg and into Cameron over the next half an hour to an hour. This storm over near Peoria as well. They got 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts and 0.25-inch size tail. So this is our second severe thunderstorm warning. This is our only real interesting one. Up near Cameron as well. It's going to be tracking along that kind of region over the Underwood Wildlife Management Area. And then into Waynesburg. Over kind of like an hour, half an hour. Did actually mention the storm a little bit ago, just south of Albany. And we just got a new severe thunderstorm warning. It's popping off right now. Just east of Newark, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts of that one. And a new one, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts for the storm just south of that other one, New Martinsville. But yeah, as I was saying, the storm just south of Albany, I actually said, kind of looks a bit interesting. It's now got a special weather statement. Pretty sure this would just be 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts. No hail risk, nothing like that. Probably couldn't really become severe unless it were to really intensify. Probably not though. Then we've got the storm just to the east of Newark, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, and we expect damage to trees and power lines from east of Newark or Hanover or west of Frasersburg. Two severe storms right next to each other. This one in New Martinsville, and this one near Cameron. At the moment, rotation on this storm in New Martinsville could be interesting. Could be getting some kind of rotation and spin up there. Even on the Belton storm as well, could be getting something. Oops, sorry. I always do that, sorry. Definitely could be getting some kind of high level rotation in New Martinsville at the moment. Definitely not like an imminent tornado threat or anything like that, but we still have the hook. And to obviously back up a hook, You look at the velocities, definitely some very small rotation in there, definitely nothing that's too it's too interesting. Definitely stunning, but this Cameron Storm as well does have 1 inch tail and 60 mph wind gusts, and they'll be heading up into Belton as well in about half an hour. Got this one in Middlesbrough, Bourne as well. Middlesbrough could be getting some, could become severe actually. A couple of those storms. Still that special marine warning just east of Chicago. Just go for the next 1 hour and 33. This kind of area, showers and thunderstorms, has expanded in size quite significantly. But yeah, these storms are going to be heading into that special marine statement, or warning, sorry, over the next little while. Once again, it's just to the east of New Martins. Well, it's actually over New Martins right now. Definitely got some kind of hook in there. And obviously the velocity is not looking interesting. Some absolutely the tiniest amount of rotation that you can ever get. Don't really look that interesting, but still something. Parkersburg storm as well. That one is just about to go as we hit 30 minutes past. Near Elizabeth, and I'm pretty sure this was 40 mph wind gusts, which it was 40 mph wind gusts, and the impacts for that was gusty winds could knock down tree limbs. And I did turn on the report, yeah. Just making sure everything's set up. I just kind of turn a couple things off, right. And the Newark storm did just get a new severe thunderstorm warning near Kosh, near New Town, or in Cosherton, or Cushockton. It's so hard to pronounce these towns, honestly. Not looking like a tornado threat play, just going to be 60 mph wind gusts there. Obviously sub 1 inch size hail. Just like that, we're up to 4 severe warnings at the moment. Literally in about 5 minutes we got 4. Once again, I do have to keep on watching these areas for storm initiation. Why, we could be having the first ones actually near Kansas and Trenton. This could be the first sign that we're getting storm initiation. Because if we look at the model here, it's where we can kind of get that storms, and then all kind of comes together. So that could be the first kind of telltale sign that we could be getting some storm initiation over in that area. I think this kind of area is definitely clearing actually. So this area is definitely clearing. All of these storms are moving out of the way for those bigger, severe storms, 80 mph derechos, tornadoes to be occurring. Damn, the line of storms is interesting. I've also got like a mini squall line developing right now. Fast wind gusts, it's going to be literally about 2 minutes and then it'll be over. That's how thin it is. Maybe if you're down by the south side near Leon, it might be a little bit longer than that. Wait. 60 mph wind gust on the storm just to the northwest of Cambridge. And I don't know why the radar doesn't want to load now. There you go. Oh my goodness, that's developed quite fast actually in East Liverpool. That looks a little bit more like a line now. Heading into Pittsburgh. That could actually get a severe warning for 60 mph wind gusts. But this area would be where I think the most damaging of the wind would be. So just tracking more east and that. Got a bit of that arch there that you see with damaging winds storms, because all the winds coming in. And then instead of it being flat like that, because all these winds are coming in, it's got to be like that. We did get a new warning, that's what I was trying to look for, but I don't know where it is. Here it is. A random special weather statement down near Taylorsville, near Liner and Sawmills. In that warning, 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts and gusty winds could knock down tree limbs. Let's check up on these storms near like Hamilton. A lot of storms up near Petersburg. They've gone up quite a little. Loads of poppers going up. Also look at the echo tops of these storms. Oh no, the Canadian ones don't have echo tops, but you can look at the echo tops down here. Let's see how high a storm is can also kind of dictate how severe it is. I mean, I did also call this as well. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts heading into Pittsburgh. But yeah, so for the echo tops, we've got over New Martins for about 50,000 feet for the storm. So definitely this is probably one of the more concerning storms right now. And yeah, this East Liverpool, this East Liverpool storm into Pittsburgh, sorry, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, and yeah, so just 60-mile-an-hour wind gust. See that one right there. Don't actually know when the next SPC outlook comes in. Could be coming in quite soon, I'm not sure. It's when Newcomers Town as well. This one's issued for 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Definitely some interesting threats with that as well. The actual expected impacts of that are going to be damage to roofs, and we are also going to see damage to roofs, sidings, and trees with that one. Oh, sorry, I can't. Sorry. I don't know why that text is so low down. Just do it in the middle of the stream. See, we also did get a new warning. But yeah, this Pittsburgh storm as well has just recently got severe one, just the east of East Liverpool here, near Cumberland, and near Steubenville, just the east of Cadiz. 60-mile-an-hour wind gust is going to be the main threat with that storm. New Martinsville storm, I did say I had a bit of rotation, like the smallest amount ever. Still has some rotation. See that there, those lighter greens and especially the greys there. Still got the special weather statement just east of Chicago. Got a lot of these storms rattling through Chicago at the moment. Got me entering that lavender coloured polygon. All these storms will move out of the way, and then we once again, I like to call them like morning convection storms, so I'll just move out of the way, and then they're going to allow for these bigger storms to develop behind it. It's one near Trenton at the moment. Definitely interesting there. Let's check up on the South Albany stormer near Catskill. Almost kind of getting a bit of a hot, probably not much rotation there now. This is for 40 mph wind gust, yeah, 40 mph wind gust on that one. See, do you have a new Mesoscar discussion out? We do actually. Jeez. So we've got a severe potential, so a severe watch, severe thunderstorm watch stretching from Kansas City all the way down through into southwest Oklahoma. We just get so many warnings here. Okay, we'll just have to cover that in just a second. The probability of watch is 80%. We just have a line of watches, tornado watches, thunderstorm watches all the way down there. 65 to 80 mph wind gusts are going to be the main kind of reason that's going to be issues. Let me turn off the Metascat discussions now. And let's get to this new severe thunderstorm warning. This done at Albany, I was just mentioning actually, 60 mph wind gust now near Claverick just got issued, heading into Salisbury or Salisbury. By the way, thank you for the new subscriber on the channel. Thank you. Near New Philadelphia, we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning. This kind of a line here. It's gonna be heading through into Carrollton, into like East Liverpool, New Cumberland. Just mentioned before was that that had some damaging wind gusts moving through as well. We do have a storm chasing in Oklahoma City. You're going to be waiting a couple hours for those ones to particularly fire up. I really don't think they're going to be waiting long until these storms in the western portion of this tornado watch begin to really fire. I'd kind of guess another half an hour for the tornado watch, then for some more severe storms quite soon. This one near Chillicothe, just south, near just east of Waverley, 45 mph wind gust. Extremely small warning there. It's not very much of a fast moving storm. Be a possible derecho this evening actually. Just get a new warning somewhere up here near Warren, just the south of Busty. And let's see what this is used for. 50 to 55 mph wind gust. So the criteria for severe thunderstorm warning is 60 mph wind gusts, 1 inch sized hail, and a tornado risk. So 55 mph wind gust is right on that cusp where it could become severe. So that could become severe, the Warren storm. Have to check up on that in a bit. Near Albany, we do have a storm just the south of Claverick. Near Livingston, 60 mph wind gust will be um, the main risk with that one though. Storm just east of Parkersburg. I actually didn't realise this, but a continuation special weather statement near Harrisville. This is for 40 mph wind gust, yep, and it will be in place for the next 18 minutes. Expected impacts is gusty wind that could knock down tree limbs and could blow around unsecured objects. It's going to be those risks with that. Once again, the Pittsburgh storm just the west of it, tracking eastward into Pittsburgh though. 60 mph wind gust, just moved through East Liverpool and New Cumberland. Is going to be that first kind of initial couple minutes that's going to be interesting. I actually have a couple like hooks in there actually. That's interesting. That could be more of a tornado threat actually, because that is what you would say. Kind of a couple of these dinks that are in the line of storms. We did just get a new warning somewhere. A lot of severe warnings all of a sudden. Not like a lot. Is a continuation for the severe storm near Lenore in Granite Falls. And this is going to be for 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts and a half-inch size hail. And not really an area that I would expect it to be in. I think it's just a regular thunderstorm watch. Once again, that moderate risk of severe weather is in place. Let's quickly go through the outlooks now. Moderate risk of severe weather, places like Chicago. The tornado threat's going to peak in that area. 15% risk. This could mean large, long track tornadoes are possible in that red area. In the yellow as well, possible. Maybe a couple of tornadoes in the brown, green areas. Maybe one of them strong. Nothing really that interesting, especially just in the green. Couple of tornadoes. Wind is something that's really interesting though. It's 60% chance of damaging wind gusts. So, like I'm saying, this could be a derecho. A lot of people saying this is a derecho. I'm saying it could be a derecho. It's not 100% a derecho. So, a derecho is pretty much just like a line of storms which produces over 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, loads of high winds over a long area. I'm not sure what the actual definition is. I mean, probably I did used to know this. So yeah, did used to know it. Just fell out of my memory. A storm system that moves over long distance, rapidly bringing winds. Don't quite have so it's so it's like a line of storms that goes for more than 240 miles, 400 kilometers for context. That includes wind gusts of at least 58-mile-an-hour wind gusts. So it definitely could be. If we look at how much did I say? 250 mile an hour. 250 miles. Sorry. So we'll have to see here. So 250 miles would mean they'd have to go about that far. They're from one side of that circle to the other. That's how long it has to be tracked, the line of storms. And then let's see here, we can bring up the models. See the line of storms. It could well be a derecho, yes, you can see there, guys. Could be a derecho. Let's go back to some more of these warnings. Pittsburgh could be having this severe storm, 60-mile-an-hour wind gust, rolling through over the next little while. Don't know why the stream's doing something weird. I don't know. Don't know why it only goes back 9 minutes. But interesting, this, alright. Near Zanesville, just in Koshtown actually, just the west of Newcomersville. 60-mile-an-hour wind gust there. We have this one in New Martinsville as well. This one kind of looks like it had a hook on it, not now though. Let's go back up to the Albany storm. Near Germantown, near Ulster, and Milan. Bit of hail caught with this storm. Definitely a little bit surprising. It only was in those purples, even a blue pixel there. Could be some larger hail. Damaging wind gust is going to be the name of this storm though, so 60-mile-an-hour wind gust at the moment though. Could be higher. Check back in the Chillicothe storm, just north of Jackson. Do have a storm here, south of MacArthur. I think it's going to be 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Most of them have been just for 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts. see. Are storms initiating to the west of this watch? I don't think they are. And it could be this one near Trenton. I've been kind of intermittently looking at. Could be a bit of damaging wind with this one as it heads into Milan. Another Milan. And damage reports coming out of South Cadiz at the moment. So this wind damage report, wind damage reported on Country Club Road. Damage includes a blown-in garage door and a bent flag pole. And this one as well in Flushing in Ohio. Trees and power lines down in the area of Lafferty, Flushing, and Holloway. First, first reports there of some damaging wind gusts from this line. This is definitely probably the most interesting storm. We do have these little kind of dinks here, these kind of mini hawks forming in there. If any one of them tries to attack, we could see a tornado warning. It's a little bit annoying because we're so close to this radar site. It doesn't really show it that clearly because it's so close to it. Let's see, is that the closest one that's further away? Probably not going to show us, is it? That shows some kind of rotation. Can't really see it that well though. Go back down to the Parkersburg storm near Harrisville. This one's going to be producing 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts to the northeast of Elizabeth. Or Elizabeth. Special weather statement goes for the next hour just to the east of Chicago. We do have these storms rolling through and will end up going into that watch or that warning there. Do you have a lot of storms up near Toronto actually? These were starting to fire off for the last time. See them near Uxbridge. East of Toronto could have a bit of damaging wind gusts on near Petersburg as well. Could be getting in with those damaging wind risks. East of Columbus and near Zanesville or northwest of Cambridge. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts with that storm. So in Albany as well, this area had a bit of a hail core. It still kind of has in those purple shaded regions there. Could be some spotty hail in there. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. I wouldn't be surprised if this was 70 there. If you look at the velocity, you've got a lot of those lighter shaded colours. We actually take a reading now. I think it could get up to 70. I think it could. It's one near Urexville, near Carrollton. We've got 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts in that kind of area there. Going to be tracking eastward. All these morning convective storms will be moving away to the east, the northeast, and then we're going to have these storms really firing up once you're into Rachel. Large tornadoes going to be possible. You can see there they move the way out the way, and then we get these bigger storms. And in Galesburg, Kansas City as well could be getting in that as well. These continue and form into one heck of a line of storms. Could be derecho of this as we head into early tomorrow. Especially for a place like Chicago, quite populous areas. So Chicago's included in the 10% tornado risk and then the 60% wind risk. You are on the cusp, it doesn't really matter. Whether if you're on the west side of Chicago or on the east side, you don't really have particularly that much greater of a chance if you're in the west. It just, that's where it goes to. And then the wind, Chicago is actually included in that with the 60% risk there. And we did just get a severe warning, this is one that have been going on about near Trenton. And a tornado is possible with this storm as it heads into Milan. Unionville or Green City. Got some a little bits of rotation in there. Definitely weak areas. Definitely down in this area, you could be kind of getting a bit of a rain wrap storm. Do you have something going up to the north of it as well, kind of being able to strengthen a little bit. Let's make a couple tries. Do you have a storm just to the north of New York City at the moment? Near east of Fishkill. I like to kill a lot of animals in these places. You got Fishkill and Catskill up there. Got a lot of them. But yeah, New York. I'm pretty sure y'all are included in the slight risk today. Don't know if you're in the 30% higher win risk. Just out of that. Still in the slight risk for damaging wind. Severe thunderstorm near Morganton, near Lenore. Been tracking this for quite a while now. Intermittently near Sawmill. I think this is 40 mile an hour. Oh no, 50 mile an hour wind gusts near Illinois. By the way, up to severe thunderstorm at 7 severe thunderstorm warnings. I'd be surprised if we get a tornado warning for the south side of this storm in Milan. By the way, today I was thinking of kind of switching to weather-wise, but I do really like Radar Amiga, so I'm still a bit unsure whether I should swap or not. But I think we're going to stick on Radar Amiga for at least this year, and then we could move to weather-wise. Or just depends. I don't know which one you guys prefer. We'll have to do a stream with weather-wise, and then we'll have to see which one we prefer. Weatherwise kind of has more data in it, more like customizable features, so it could kind of be a little bit more interesting. But obviously, Radar Amiga I really like, so it's definitely gonna be interesting to see which one we prefer. This will be a thunderstorm warning near Little Valley, near Salamka, and east of Jamestown. Did just get issued for 60 mile an hour wind gusts. This is one of our main concerns, so up to the north of Trenton, near Milan. Bit of rotation, because obviously this radar's a little bit further away, it's measuring up higher in the cloud, so higher rotation, so it wouldn't really particularly mean it's something of the lower side. New report, damaging wind near Steubenville to the west of Pittsburgh. And this is that there was a tree down on Archer Road near Highlands Hill Drive, blocking the road. And that was about 10-20 minutes ago. It's done just east of New Philadelphia or Carrollton. Kind of starting to break down now. Still 60 mile an hour wind gust, probably associated with this. So near Coshocton, just the northwest of Cambridge, has 60 mile an hour wind gusts. So to the south of Albany as well, to the west of Catskill, or actually to the southeast. Well, I got west from there, near Ancram, to the south of Livingston. Anywhere in that purple, I wouldn't be ruling out a little bit of hail, actually. So first stream in a while. Gotta get back to speaking for so long. My throat's already pretty sore, so it's definitely a good little warm up stream now before hurricane season starts. Because in hurricane season, you really just have to cover for hours on end. Because hurricanes are such long duration events. Plus, for literally a day, you could be speaking for. So I'm not gonna be speaking for a day, but Yeah, probably, you know, especially in a hurricane as well, there's kind of less to talk about. Obviously, is a lot more devastating than potentially something like this setup, but a little less to talk about. So I think it'd be interesting to kind of see how I get on with the hurricane streams, see how I can kind of fill the gaps. Near Pittsburgh, we do have that line of storms moving 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts going over the airport. But they get some flight cancellations. So on to the west of Mannington or northwest. It's kind of beginning to die down a little bit. Then a couple scans you go. Well, it does look like they're merging, so whenever storms merge, they normally lose energy, and then they do tend to kind of re-intensify. So we do have now, instead of lots of little ones, and then one for this one, we do just have one large one for Waynesboro, or Waynesburg, sorry. One for kind of like this storm up here, and then it's looking like these are going to all merge into one big line as it kind of heads up near to Redstone or Unionstown. This is for 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and pretty much a 0% hail chance on that one as well. Just got an hour after this tornado watch, but obviously that is what we're waiting for. As soon as this tornado watch goes, we're going to get probably a new one, and oh my gosh, that was pretty perfect timing talking about new tornado watches. There is a new tornado watch for Quincy, Chillies Cove, Trenton, Kirksville, places like that. The new stream is back, feeling pretty hot actually. So let me just colour in which one there. Ooh, this is all the way back up to Milwaukee right now actually. Is this yeah, that new one? Okay, we'll have to wait actually. Just let it load in here. Probably take a little while, but we can actually probably take off all of these special marine warnings and special weather statements. Probably just get it down to these severe warnings, which are at 7 right now, or 8, sorry. But I'll just run this through. So I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think underneath this old tornado watch there is the new one. But anyway, this one that goes for 7 hours. These are the probabilities. These are looking quite interesting here. Probability for 10 or more severe hail events is going to be 40% chance. 10 or more severe wind events is at 90%. Hail exceeding 2 inches is at 30%. Strong tornado, so EFT plus 30%. Wind exceeding 65 knots, let's move this here, is at 50%. 2 or more tornadoes, 50% chance, sorry. And 6 or more combined events is a greater than 95% chance of happening. New tornado watch. It's now been issued. We were waiting for this for quite a while. See this severe thunderstorm watch as well. Getting quite a lot of severe warnings. A lot of these kind of pop storms are. See whether any of these develop. So look at these echo tops there. Also do something as well where you can look at it in 3D there. It's pretty cool. Like that. It's a bit hard to kind of understand what's really going on whenever it's on that view, but I think under this old severe thunderstorm or tornado watch, sorry, I think is the new one. This one in Unionville still going. It's actually going into even more of kind of a radar loophole here. We don't have radars. I think today's going to be quite tricky for radars. Actually, the Davenport one's going to be okay to use. Just these first kind of south west storms that could do us. Milan here. Once again, this is a tornado possible label. We've got a couple areas of rotation higher up in the atmosphere. right now. There's one near Pittsburgh as well. Rolling in, probably get a couple more reports of damaging wind gusts. Heading right over the radar station and through the airport at the moment. Probably going to get some delays to your flight if you're coming out of Pittsburgh or coming into Pittsburgh. Well, if you looked on the flight radar, you'll probably see them all coming round and circling just to wait to land. Burlington could be getting some initiation right now. No, these are just the boring morning storms. It's actually an hour or 2 hours into the afternoon right now, so it's not like the morning, is it? Bit of a hock actually near Salisbury. Check the velocity. See, the good thing about weatherwise as well is that they have shortcut keys, so you don't have to go on here and then click velocity. You just click V, and it just quickly changes for you. So the plus side to it. See, weatherwise, it could get weatherwise could very much replace Radar Amiga, but I do love Radar Amiga. We do actually have some kind of hurricane development, and that needs to be a thunderstorm warning. Got added. Let me see. There's some hurricane hunters going out. There you go. See that development region there, 10%. There's some kind of. Okay, let's turn that off. Turn off the hurricane hunters, and let's get back to what we actually need to do. I can actually find it. So yeah, this tornado watch does go all the way into Chicago now. Does include Chicago, just south of Milwaukee. Does have all the same probabilities as before, and once again, once all these other kind of boring storms move through, we will get some more explosive, severe storms. Pull us back to this one. See that all these just move east, and then these behind. It's gonna get interesting. It really is. Just getting new severe thunderstorm warning. Thing is, this one just east of Zanesville, like Cambridge. 60-mile-an-hour wind gust with that one. From a Unionville in Milan, I've been talking about for quite a while now. This does look to be maybe a little bit tornadic. Does actually have a tornado possible tag on it. Could very well become tornadic. Checking up on the Catskill storm, just the northeast of Milan, another Milan. We'll just call it the Ankram storm. 60-mile-an-hour wind gust. Places some bright colours on the velocity. See there, those brighter yellows and oranges where the peakest damaging wind threat would be. Probably see a continuation for the storm heading into Salisbury. Just some storms just the north of New York City at the moment, actually. New York City is included in a slight risk today of severe weather. Do you have some other storms that are trying to connect with the Trenton storm right now? Trying to all form into one big line of storms. Yeah, Buffalo as well. I did say we would get some storms in a couple hours. They've kind of dissipated a little bit. A lot of storms are near Toronto, though, just north of Toronto. Toronto. The heck? Two places called Petersburg are right next to each other. Huh. Once again, we do have this tornado watch, and so these are the probabilities right here. Let me move this here, move this up a little bit so you guys can see it. Let's put it on this side so you guys can actually see it. The probability of 10 or more severe hail events is at a 40% risk. 10 or more severe wind events going to be at a 90% risk. Hail exceeding 2 inches at a 30% risk. Strong tornado, so EFT plus, is at 30%. A 50% chance of wind exceeding 65 knots. Two or more tornadoes at 50%, which means the combined events is plus or greater than 95% for um, 10 or more of the events, or six combined events. Do you have this triangle warning near Little Valley? Severe thunderstorm warning there, heading into Salamica. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts as this tracks northeast. Do you have this line of storms near Pittsburgh? And like I said, we would get a couple more wind damage reports. This one we've already read actually, so let's do this one. Several trees down on Mahan Lane, and that was about half an hour ago. This one at 7:46. That's about 20 minutes ago. Several trees down in Eldersville. So yeah, the storm as it heads into Pittsburgh, sorry, could be producing some damaging wind. And this one actually just outside of Pittsburgh, near Carapalas. A tree fell across the road onto two people. Unknown injuries. So trees have fallen onto people now because of this storm. It's quite bad. Just one in Trenton as well. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts Unionville. Getting in on that action. Heading into Milan. Tornado possible label on this one as well. This one in Davenport as well is kind of looking a little bit interesting. New severe thunderstorm warning just south of Chicago. And near Chicago Heights. It's actually a very organised storm there. Bourbonnais and Kankakee. I think got some little hawks in the radar. This is for 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, and there is a tornado potential label on this. This could get a little bit interesting just north of Bourbonnais, just the south of Mantina. That should be the most interesting there. Once again, we did get a report just west of Pittsburgh that a tree fell on two people. A tree fell across the road and onto two people. That's the storm that's going to be heading into Pittsburgh, and we did just get a new warning. Now it's 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts, so it's definitely upticked. This is now a considerable thunderstorm heading into Pittsburgh. So highest priority alert at the moment. Butler, Kintanang, Kittanning as well as Pittsburgh, Bethel Park, Washington, have all been included in this threat for 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Considerable thunderstorm warning. Which means we're up to 11 severe warnings at the moment. Actually, we've got a webcam to the south of Chicago. Let's see. Does it have a view of that storm? I think this is it. Northwest. That is literally, yeah, that is where it is. So that is the storm. The severe warning to the south of Chicago, which is tornado possible and 60-mile-an-hour wind risk, damaging wind risk. It's very bright in there, but you can see it rolling in. See on the radar here. Yeah, put it like that. See, kind of like that, but it might hit that. That is right. It's actually quite. I'll close this now. This right here is really getting interesting. This hawk. If the velocity is interesting, then this could go tornado wand. It actually really, it could be on the ground. I'm not ruling out that's a tornado on the ground. To the south of Bourbon or Bourbonas. I don't know how to pronounce that, but that could definitely be a tornado on the ground. It's got potential. This camera probably wouldn't show us. It's nice to watch the clouds coming in though. You can also watch cloud formations on global weather. You can also watch cloud formations on Global Weather Center 2.0 if you want more cloud footage. If you want, if you please. Connor Croft, we put on earlier, they had these Mamatus clouds. I don't know how to pronounce that still. Mamatus clouds. I've never really known how to pronounce it. Those kind of like bubbly clouds in the sky. It's not quite that, but there's some interesting clouds above. And that was the Newton County Public Safety Building. Is that car going into that storm right now? Does that person know? Also, now the tornado watch does go into Bloomington. I still think that this area here could go tornado wand. I think it could go tornado wand. It looks a little bit too ideal that the correlation is very weird because it's not really clean radar. But if I was going on what I'm seeing on radar, CC drop, okay, tight area of rotation, tight cut plot, and I'm seeing a hook on reflectivity, so could be a tornado wand. And let's put this on while I just take a short break. Just gonna go get a drink, and we'll have to see after I get back whether that storm did get a tornado warning or not. I'll be gone for literally 2 minutes. But they go sorry for that short break. So to get some food, but yeah, this is looking concerning with that hawk. That could be a tornado. I'll have to watch that. New report coming out of Union City that a large tree limb was downed. So that was about an hour ago, believe from the storm near Warren now. That moved there. The severe storm for this, the severe warning on that storm has been allowed to expire near Great Barrington, heading into Hartford. Still some heavy rain, maybe some 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Unionville still has that tornado possible label and one-inch-sized hail on it. Some said John McKinney is heading onto this storm to the north of Davenport at the moment. As soon as we look a little bit further left, but that was John McKinney's view of the storm, the Davenport storm. And once again, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning just south of Chicago, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, a tornado possible label on it. We did see a bit of a tight hook to the north of Kankakee just a little bit ago. Seemed to kind of dissipate a little bit, probably not really that much of a tornado warning potential on that one. Are back down to 8 tornado warnings. Not tornado warnings. 8 severe thunderstorm warnings, sorry. And in this, the storm near Little Valley in Salamica, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts on that one. The Pittsburgh storm. Pittsburgh's currently receiving the worst of the storm. It is a 70-mile-an-hour windstorm. And we just got a new warning somewhere. Let's find that out. Let's get a try and guess where it is. Just south of Rochester, near Canada, Igua. 60-mile-an-hour wind gust and 1-inch size hail on that storm to the north of Richmond. Storm Milan, the storm near Milan, sorry, still has got that tornado possible label on it. Could produce a tornado. At least 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts with that though. Oops. It's coming up to 3 o'clock in about half an hour's time. Time has got on. Still a tornado possible label on the storm just this south of Chicago. Was definitely more of a concerning couple there. The seeing reflectivity is a lot tighter. Or a lot more of a hook, sorry. See that there? The hook. You draw that really well. I swear I just saw a tornado warning pop up for like half a second. Did it? I thought a tornado warning just popped up for like a split second. Whenever I zoomed out, did it not? Radar Amiga can do that sometimes. I swear a tornado warning just popped up. Anyway, near Pittsburgh, we do have that 70-mile-an-hour windstorm coming through. Multiple reports. This one just west of Pittsburgh. We did get a report of a tree that fell across the road and onto 2 people. and the injuries are currently unknown. And this happened about half an hour ago, just west of Pittsburgh from the storm. Check back in with our new severe thunderstorm warning, or the newest one, just to the south of Rochester. One its size tells 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Could be getting a bit of rotation in there as well. Check back up on this storm. This video camera. Newton County Public Safety Building. There'll be the storm back there. Let's see. Will there be a lightning strike? I don't know how much lightning is associated with these storms. Don't think we're going to see a lightning strike. There's a storm near Davenport actually. Storm chaser John McKinney's on that one. See whether it'll load. Has loaded, but okay. There we go. Right in front of him is that storm. Heading into Leclerc and North Davenport. Still a severe thunderstorm one just to the west of Clarksburg. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. And back up near Cambridge as well. 60. Pittsburgh storm still 70, and the Waynesboro one still 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. I'm not actually sure when the new outlook comes on. Still got this storm just west of Milan. Still got that tornado possible label on it. By the way, I'm not sure. I know that the World Cup just started, but I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure they're playing in Mexico City, so I don't think it should be affected by these storms. That's the only thing I know that it's happening in America, for sure. That's the extent of my football knowledge. That's literally it. Let's check in with this live camera from this storm just the south of Chicago. See it rolling in there in the distance. This camera's looking northwest into it. This is where if a hook started going that is where the tornado would be. Could have a decent view of that. Let's go back over the Pittsburgh storm. Or Pittsburgh storm, sorry. We could see some more damage reports. This is a 70-mile-an-hour windstorm at the moment. From back near Cambridge as well, 60-mile-an-hour wind gust. Sorry about that. This one to the south of Rochester was the most recently issued one, 60-mile-an-hour wind gust and 1 inch size tail. And that storm there. Do you have a lot of storms up in Toronto in Canada? Kind of going up there. I'm not sure what the warnings are up there. We can actually switch them on. Well, I think they're on anyway. There we go. So what's this? Heat warning? Yeah, there's no more. There's a couple more Canada warnings, but it's not one for the thunderstorms. Storm near Clarksburg. Still got 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts on it. Just to the west of West Union. We'll be moving in very soon though. Check how the storms just to the north of New York City are doing. Kind of, yeah, a couple of them popping up. A lot more near Catskill now. If you earlier on in the stream, we were talking about the severe warning there. By the way, I don't know why the stream's only saying that we've done like a 40-minute stream. It's been over 2 hours now that we've been live. But I'm pretty sure if you go back, it only shows 40 minutes. So hopefully it saves right there. But yeah, once again, I'm thinking, should I swap to Weatherwise? Because it's got a lot of good features, but Radar Amiga is always the one that we've been kind of using, so I think we should do a stream with Weatherwise in the coming weeks, and then kind of see which one is better. Even things like Weatherwise, I was talking about it earlier. You've got like keyboard commands, so you just press V and then it goes into velocity, and it's so much easier than having to like go through all the different things. Anyway, this one's in Milan. Been talking about this for a long time. Could be getting a little bit of rotation. Now from the storm that used to be severe warned. A tree on power line catching fire on Route 82 near Doodletown. It's not good. So a fire has been started because a tree has fallen um onto a power line. Well, that's kind of regaining its hook shape. Let's actually go back to this camera. We'll be looking directly at it. Almost looking like a little tiny bit of info or something there. The rain probably won't actually hit this camera. It's tracking like that way. Could just miss it. The triangle warn storm, or the triangle shape severe warning. The Little Valley Salamica still in progress. 60-mile-an-hour wind gust. That is the weirdest severe thunderstorm I've ever seen in my entire life. Oh my gosh. Goes down, up, and oh, what's this? That, let's just be how the borders work of it. 60-mile-an-hour wind gust, just the weirdest shape for a severe thunderstorm warning. This entire area here is okay, but this particular centimetre of area isn't. New damage report on the north side of Pittsburgh. Trees are down on the wires, and this was about 20 minutes ago, exactly 20 minutes ago. Still got the warning south of Chicago. Definitely getting a bit more of a hook on it now. In terms of velocity, not looking overly impressive. Do have this camera which is pointing northwest, which if there was a tornado, which is a very small chance, really about to see it in the distance. You can see the entire storm from this view. Up to 7 people now watching this camera on the Radar Amiga app. A little bit of low dangly scud. You can see that on the right side of your screen there. Some low dangly, threatening scud. First storms might be firing up in South Kansas right now. Definitely some kind of like little showers or something right now. Still just south of Chicago, we got that warning for 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. That is a tornado possible label on it as well. Got this camera on it as well. A lot of threatening low scud there. Might class it as a wall cloud. Maybe not quite yet. By the way, just west of Pittsburgh, we do have a confirmed 53-mile-an-hour wind gust report. Just the west of the airport there. Still got that storm up near Davenport. We got storm chaser John McKinney on this one. This one, the storm there, just south of Canadice. Very weird shaped one. It's like a pan. It's like a pot. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts on this one. Southwest side here near Milan. Still got that 60-mile-an-hour tornado possible label on that one. This one just the west of Cadiz as well, 60-mile-an-hour wind gust. This one near Cambridge is at 60-mile-an-hour. Just want to do some of these reports that we got over the last couple of hours. This one about an hour ago, a tree was down on Archer's Hill Road near Highland Hills Drive, blocking the road. And then this one, was that one? And there's several trees down in Eldersville. This one's the west of Pittsburgh. This is the worst one that I've heard so far. That a tree fell on a power line, and then a tree fell across the road, and then two people were hit by it. And the injuries are currently unknown. Have to see whether there's any more updates on that one. But this one is the east of Beaver, and the trees were down on wires. This one is the north, just to the north of Pittsburgh. I really can't speak. Trees down on wires along Forsyth Lane. On that one there. We do also have this one near Catskill, or Great, or Catskill, near Great Barrington. This was from that severe storm about an hour ago now. A tree was on a power line, and that one caught fire. That actually might be the worst one. And I've got such a large severe thunderstorm warning just west of Pittsburgh again. So these areas that have already been hit by a severe thunderstorm warning already caused power lines to fall and all of that. It's going to be coming through again. A place like Pittsburgh, after that storm, which is pretty much over on the east side of town now, um, you're not going to get out of it. Still near Chicago as well. Still tornado possible. We still do have our one camera here as well. The only camera that's had a decent view of a storm. Still got some of that threatening scud on that right hand side. If you look close enough, you can kind of see a bit of movement on it as well. Wouldn't class that just yet as a wall cloud. Definitely something interesting though. That is for 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and possible tornado possible for the severe thunderstorm warning. This one near Milan as well. Definitely looks to be a wind gust producer as it heads into Kirksville. It's currently on the issue for 60 mile an hour wind gust, but 1 inch size hail. and a tornado will not be ruled out as it does head into we'll go with Lancaster, tracking a little bit more northeast. So just to the south of Rochester as well is warned for 1 inch sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. And this one to the south, just to the north or to the southwest of Dansville, or to the northeast, sorry, of Dansville, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts for that one. Heading on to these kind of like rows of lakes here. Kind of interesting formation there. By the way, the Pittsburgh storm is still considerable warning for 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts. The Morgantown storm is at 60. It's gone through Waynesburg, sorry. And this one to the northeast of Harrisville is still for 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Probably see a little flashing orange box. A bit of a continuation of this one very shortly. First storm going up just south of Davenport. Is that what Connickroft's on? If so, we can go on to now. We are getting the first kind of storm initiation though, just the west of Burlington. Let's actually open up Microsoft Store. I don't know why the stream connection is doing really bad there. I don't know how it is for you guys, but apparently the stream connection is not doing very good. Let me just check something. Just give me a second. Okay, it says to check that the stream wasn't really struggling there. It says that it is. By the way, guys, it took me absolutely ages to get it in 2160p. Actually, took me like ages to try and figure out how to get it on it. So, you guys want it on 4K now? You guys can get it. That's my main priority. Do you have some more reports? I'm not sure which ones are new ones. Trees down on power lines. I'm pretty sure that was one they've already done. That one might be one that they've already done, so it's this one. Oh no, I've already done that one, but we've got another one there for trees down on power lines and a continuation of the storm just to the south of Chicago for 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. The tornado potential, or the tornado possible tag has been removed for this one, and I don't know why this live camera's not working anymore. I actually think the live camera's gone down, so a little bit interesting that. Oh my goodness. Why is there a severe thunderstorm down here? This was the one, or is it not? No. There was one down here that we were covering before, down near Hendersonville. When it's highest hail, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts with that one. We did get in 2 new warnings, I did say. You'd probably see a orange flashing box for a place like Kirksville that has just been issued. All the same as before, tornado possible, 1 inch sized hail, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, and a continuation for the Morgantown storm with 60-mile-an-hour wind gust being the main threat. Probably will see another continuation for the Pittsburgh storm quite shortly. So welcome back, stream. Not had a tornado warning yet this evening. which is a good thing, but I mean, I think that's going to change. Probably most likely going to change, actually. It will change. Change my wording there. Storm just to the south of Chicago once again. It has got um, that new warning on it. Continuation. Got a little bit of a hook to the bottom here. So your hook doesn't matter if you don't have rotation and be a very small amount. I think this camera's gone down. It doesn't seem to be. Oh, it's up now. Okay. Before it wouldn't let me. That is some dangly scud. Those are some mean looking clouds there. None of them look to be particularly organised. None of them look to be particularly reaching or wanting to be a tornado, if that makes sense. Look to be a little bit more scuddy. Just watch this coming for a little bit here. By the way, we didn't post a short today, because I was like, I'm gonna go live. I think a live stream should have more priority than a short, so I skipped the short for today. I um I might post a short later tonight, but so probably just gonna live stream today. Definitely this over here has definitely got some nice. See those inflow clouds going into that. Did Yeah, so this is for the Hartford storm. So I'm pretty sure, yeah, this was the one that used to be severe warned. Then I got taken off for about 20 minutes, and then now it's back near Waterbury and into Bristol. So it's going to be heading. Then southwest, it's so weird because you've got southwest moving storms, southeast moving storms, or north, so southwest, southeast moving storms, northeast moving storms, and then east moving storms. There's one direction movement of storms today, not just one. And that one is for 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. If you're in New York City, you could get some thunderstorms over the next couple hours. By the way, that severe thunderstorm watch has just come out for the southern threat. Let's bring up the probabilities here. So, the primary threat for the orange shaded region is going to be scattered damaging winds, which likely with isolated significant gusts to 75 miles per hour are going to be possible. Scattered hail and isolated to very large hail events to 6.5-inch in diameter, and in that orange shaded region there is going to be a small chance of a tornado or two. So these are the actual probabilities. So we've got a 50% chance of 10 or more severe hail events, a 60% chance for 10 or more severe hail events, or wind events, sorry. Hail exceeding 2 inches is going to be at 40%, strong tornado EFT plus 10%, wind exceeding 65 knots is at a 40% chance, 2 or more tornadoes, 20%, and 6 or more combined events is going to be a 90% chance. And continuation for the Pittsburgh storm, 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts with that one. To mention that, we'll probably get a continuation before. But let's go through the probabilities for these tornado watch. So several tornadoes are likely, or several tornadoes and a couple intense tornadoes are likely. Widespread damaging wind gusts and isolated severe gusts to 80 miles per hour likely. Scattered large hail, isolated very large hail events to 6.5-inch sized, 6.5-inch in diameter. Severe hail events reaching the the probability of 10 or more severe hail events is going to be at a 50% risk. 10 or more severe wind events is at 90. Hail exceeding 2 inches is at 50. Strong tornadoes, so EFT plus is at 60. Wind exceeding 65 knots, 70%. Two or more tornadoes, 80%, and six or more combined events is at 95. Is this a new one? I think the two, yeah, so two trees down blocking the road to the west of Morgantown at the moment. So look at this camera, probably got some nice, scary looking clouds coming over soon. Definitely some SLC, SCL there, scary looking clouds. That's not it. SLC, scary looking clouds there. The Pittsburgh severe warning did get re it did get a continuation. Sorry, just trying to think of the word there. 70-mile-an-hour wind gust, so a considerable severe warning still there. Now pushing its way eastwards past Pittsburgh. Just get a new warning somewhere south here of Rochester near Penyan, north of Bath, north of Urbana, and this is going to be for 1 inch size hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. So it's going to be heading to Hector. This would actually be the worst storm to chase. So you've got this lake here, so you'd have to go all the way around this, and you're like, alright, okay, I'll get a view here. But then you realise, whenever you storm chase, and there's another lake here, so you have to go around that one, and then it's not really an ideal storm to chase with all these lakes that are blocking your way. It's like whenever you chase in like Memphis and around this area, you've got the river there. Very, very few crossing points. Hard to chase in that region. I think, yeah, chasing up here in around like Chicago, I'm pretty sure it's quite easy. You don't really, because in the northeast you get all the trees. It's not very ideal, but in around this kind of area, Ohio, all those kind of places, not Ohio, Iowa, it's quite easy to chase. Get quite open views. This one near Kirksville, still 1 inch size tail, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, and a tornado is possible with this storm. Has been for a little while now. Let's check in with this storm as well, the one to the south of Asheville, near Hendersonville. This one's at 1 inch size tail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, heading to Columbus. And also this one near just west of Hartford is at 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Could have the first little showers developing in around New York City. And I don't know whether the next SBC outlook comes out in it might be in 7 minutes. I think it is. Does a new day one outlook come at 3 o'clock? That's a job. You used to know all these. Oh, right, yeah, so yeah, it says, yeah, okay. So yeah, apparently the new SBC Outlook comes out at 3. So we'll have to see whether anything changes. 70-mile-an-hour wind gust east of Pittsburgh. If they were to change anything to this one that we already have, I would say they probably need to get rid of the 30% win risk. I kind of don't think this is going to play out. I would also, oops, I would kind of just extend the green 2% tornado threat down into, or 2% tornado threat, yeah, down into Oklahoma. I think we're going to get a couple storms that could be a little bit tornadic. Go back to a previous model run here. I think, yeah, that could really. It's mostly just gonna be the damaging wind, but I think I'll change that and then maybe extend the risk maybe a little bit more to the north. Everything looks pretty okay though. Sometimes you get the model ones completely changing. Over here, I don't think that slight risk is going to particularly play out, but we'll have to see. We have had a couple severe storms in around that region. This severe warning north of Watkins Glen. It's also a racetrack, isn't it? Over here in Britain, I'm pretty sure, yeah. Watkins Glen. But yeah, this is a severe warning to the just to the south of Rochester. We do have two. So south of Rochester, so this one that includes Mendon and Canada Igua or Canigua. Canada, I don't know how to say that. And then Penyan as well is the south one. This one for Little Valley has 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. This one as well just got issued north of Pittsburgh near Clarion to the south of Franklin. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts for that one. Let's see, I think this could have passed or it might just be over this camera right now. The storm just south. There you go, there it is. There's the wind that comes in with the storm. This is the storm just to the south of Chicago for context. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. The camera's shaking a lot. New SB Outlook in 4 minutes, guys. That's what it says anyway. So. I used to know all the times, and I think yeah, it did come out of 3. CDT time. Got a bit of rain coming down as well. This is the storm just to the south of Chicago, just for context. Could see some tree limbs down with this storm, maybe some structural damage. The damaging wind. Is it very small parts of hail? Or is it very small hail? That's probably what I should be saying. By the way, actually 13 severe warnings right now. See that grass right there is getting the worst. Is that a car that pulled over or what? Did that? No, that's always been there. That it would be better than parking under an overpass though. It's the worst thing that you can do in a windstorm. Blocks the traffic up behind you, so people can't go to places. And what people don't realise is that when you park under an underpass, is that the wind actually gets increased. So it's a 70-mile-an-hour storm. You can get 80-mile-an-hour wind gusts through the overpass. That is hail now coming down on the here now. It doesn't look particularly large. Maybe you got some pea size, maybe a couple penny sized hail in there. Quite average small hail. Not looking particularly that good for large hail. Definitely some looks like maybe 40, 50 mile an hour wind gusts happening right now. Camera's shaking around quite a lot. This is issued for 60 mile an hour wind gusts there. And this one isn't tornado possible, right? No. So, oh, it's just 60 mile an hour wind gusts. I thought I had some kind of hail as well. There was a tornado which they won't be able to laugh at. Just watching, I think this is the worst that the conditions will get. Just some small hail and some, maybe the hail could do some damage to the vegetation, but that's about it, really. That's what happens with these smaller hailstones. Just do some damage to the vegetation, not really anything that could impact anything structural or anything like that. Just going up to 3 o'clock as well. Or it's just gone 3 o'clock. Crazy to think they were back live at like 12 o'clock as well. It's been a long time. Or I just after 12 actually. At 12:40 wasn't it? I'm not sure. Jeez, that was quite a strong wind gust. Camera's doing fine, it's only wobbling a little bit. 60 mile an hour wind gust there. Looks more like about 40, 50 to me though. Small hailstones, they're not accumulating on the ground though. Sometimes because it's a little bit more infrequent, and if you get almost like little hailstones instead of like rain, that's when a lot of accumulations can happen, but I'm not seeing any. Okay, I'm pretty sure there's been a couple of new severe thunderstorm warnings. Oh yeah, so we've got a continuation for this one to the southwest of Hartford, near Hamden, 60 mile an hour wind gusts. This one to the north, or to the west of Rochester, heading into North Greece. This one's taking a little bit more of a northeasterly path instead of an east path into Rochester. Some damaging wind gusts with that up to 60 mile an hour. And oh yeah, so the new outlook should have come out. Let me just leave the stream on here. Probably some damaging wind gusts and small hail. Let me pull up here to see whether it's been issued or not. Um, Apparently, I used to know all the timings. Um, Actually, it might not update. I'm not sure. It does say normally it comes out at 3 p.m. CDT. I don't know. I'll have to get on that a little bit later. How's the live cam looking? Let's see. Small hail, got some nice little dangly scored at the top there, top right of the screen. Definitely got some 40 mile an hour wind gusts in there. Most of it's probably over this camera at the moment. It's been nice to watch it come in there. Not really getting that heavy of the rain. Or hail. Right, let's get to these storms. East of Pittsburgh, we do have 70 mile an hour wind gusts. Just to the southwest, this one near Wheeling and Steubenville, we do have 60 mile an hour wind gusts. A lot of damage reports. These ones up here were all for power lines falling down. We do have a new one to the north of Morganstown, or Morgantown, and it was that a tree is down along Geneva Road. Not really that much of a populated road. I don't think that'd impact too much traffic. This one near Waynesburg, we also looked at, and tree down along North 88 Road. Do you mean to turn that on? A live camera? Just so I can quickly check the SVC how long. Did that pick up? Larger hail now a little bit. Oh, actually, it'll probably just be a day 3, I'll look. Because the day 2 got updated 47 minutes ago, so it's probably a day 3, I'll look. By the way, I've been talking about, that is larger hail now, actually. That's more frequent hail. Just jump back 10 sec. I was talking about today's New York threat. But actually, if you're in New York and you want severe thunderstorms, which you probably don't want, but I think day 4 would probably be the more interesting threat if you're in New York. So these are the probabilities or the outlooks. I didn't go through these for quite a while. Once again, there's that moderate risk of severe weather in that red shaded region, goes from Chicago back down into places like Macomb and Bloomington. There is a 15% tornado risk, so we could see large, long track tornadoes in the yellow as well, same. The brown shaded area, we could see an isolated tornado or two, maybe 1 or 2 strong ones. And green risk, which is the 2% tornado threat. Do you have a small risk? We just get new severe thunderstorm just the south of Kirksville here. This line of storm just grew a little bit. Okay, the wind threat is by far the biggest thing. Actually, yeah, this has been updated. That's what I said. Okay, so yeah, this did get updated. And I said there was like a corridor here where there was a 30% chance of wind, and I thought that's not really that correct. Probably could be pushed to the west. So it has now been pushed to the west. But yeah, in terms of wind over to the west, which is the main threat, we still have that 60% risk. So we are looking like a possible derecho is going to be happening. I'm not going to say likely, I'm going to say it's possible. Got to, use your wording correctly, and I'm going to say it's possible. Just go all the way back down into North Texas. The hail threat's going to be quite low, but could be some storms. They did mention could get up to 2.5 inches. One just east of Pittsburgh, still 70 mile an hour. By the way, we have got a report coming out of the storm just the south of Chicago of 50 mile an hour wind gusts, 55, and it's in Lake County. And the private weather station, I don't know how to pronounce that, but reported 55 mile per hour wind gusts near Cedar Lake. Let's go back to this camera. We did see a little bit of an uptick in hail, more frequently falling. You can actually see that it's falling a little bit more frequently, that hail now. Right then, guys, and I will leave it on this camera. Probably by the time I get back up, which will be a couple minutes, it might actually be looking okay out there, but I'll be gone for a couple minutes. Okay, see you all in a second. Okay, everybody, so I was just getting there for a little while, and we have a tornado warning, and it's for a storm just to the south of Fort Madison, and we do have some decent rotation on it. So yeah, this is our first tornado warning of the evening so far. To the north of Quincy, the south of Burlington, we do have a lot of storm chasers. I think they're going down for the storm. First tornado warning actually. We do have this severe warning as well that I missed. Just east of Kansas City near Carrollton. 1/8 size hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. This storm as well to the south of Hartford as well, near Hamden. Got a in continuation. Actually, 1.5 inch sized hail on this storm near New Milford. But all eyes are on this tornado warning right now. We do have tornado warning with some decent rotation on it. We're gonna have to watch this. Let's take this from another radar site here. We're still at tornado warning in effect. Just the west of Warsaw, and we do have a couple more warnings coming in. Where is them? We've got this one near Penyan that's been issued. 1/8 size hail, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. This one near Clarion as well, and a continuation for this Pittsburgh storm as well. And this one has 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts with it. This one back down near Statesville has 1/8 size hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Once again, a lot of these storm chasers are coming down for this storm right now. It does have very interesting rotation. Unfortunately, we're not gonna be able to get a view of it. Let me just check something actually. Has the new Outlook come out? I don't think it has. No, and let me just check on that. There's a noise as well, just forgive me. Okay, so we do have a yeah. Okay, so this severe thunderstorm watch, sorry, has now been issued. It does include Baltimore, Washington, places like that. Let's go through the probabilities here. So we have a 10% chance of 10 or more severe hail events happening, a 60% chance of 10 or more severe wind events. Hail exceeding 2 inches is less than 0.5% risk, or less than a 5% risk, sorry. Strong, so an EF2 tornado is at pretty much a 0% chance. Wind exceeding 65 knots is at 10%. Two or more tornadoes, it's 5% chance, or less than 5%. And then six or more combined events is at 80%. So yeah, definitely some decent hook on this. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a little CC drop. We might even have got it now. Very small one at that. We do actually now have a 72-mile-per-hour wind gust just to the east of Pittsburgh that just got reported. This one in Morgantown as well from amateur radio. There was a tree down on Fairmont Road. Tree down on Geneva Road. Everybody see that one? By the way, on the south side of Chicago, I have to say the storm has felt like it's been in this area for hours. So it says here a few inches of standing water on the local streets near 111 oh, 113th Avenue and I-63 or 65, I can't read. I-65 in Crown Point. Other public reports of minor street flooding in the vicinity. So we got a bit of flooding from that storm just south of Chicago. But this is all right. Old report. Checking the New York City area, see if there's got some little showers developing, nothing too concerning yet. Still got this tornado warning there. Decent rotation on there. I mm, no, I don't think there's a tornado on the ground at the moment. I think it's close to dropping one there. So yeah, we do have this tornado warning, and then we do have 15 severe thunderstorm. Sorry, severe thunderstorm warnings. Oh, sorry, that's not me laughing. That's me. Oh my gosh, got a bit of a cold. This one here, Penyan, is for 1 inch size hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gust. Heading just north of Watkins Glen. Also got this one in Clarion, 60-mile-an-hour wind gust. Indiana, 70-mile-an-hour wind gust, just east of Pittsburgh. This one to the north of Morgantown, 60. And this one near I-70, 76. Or Route 7, okay. And this one near Buckhannon is at 60-mile-an-hour wind gust. And a new tornado warning is just north of Kirksville. We've got some decent rotation in there. Okay, so new tornado warning. We do have this one as well. So you gotta watch out here. This one's heading into Warsaw, just south of Fort Madsen. And then this one near Kirksville is going to be heading over the north side of town. It's not very defined right now, but if I pick see this radar site, it's not really clear to me that there's obvious rotation here. Definitely something in there though. This one's still the most concerning one. So 2 tornado warnings and then 15 severe warnings. Also just want to say there's this one north of Charlotte, North Carolina, near Troutman, near Statesville. And we just got a new warning somewhere. This is just south of Morgantown. Continuation for the Buckhannon storm. So yeah, this yeah, so there was a new outlook that was issued half an hour ago. I don't think much things have changed except from the wind risk. Because if you guys remember, it was kind of in that kind of corridor, and now it's been moved like to the east like that. Just to inform you guys, and pull it up on the map as well. If I get the right thing. So it was like there, and now it's more to the west. That 30% risk. Was any severe warning? Yep. So for Clearfield now, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts to the west of Bellefonte. But Bellefonte, place like that, Lock Haven, We'll probably get into some of these warnings shortly. Hmm. See what this camera's got now after that hail moved in. I think it'll actually be quite nice now. Temperature will slowly begin to rise after that storm. Wait, we still have hail? Or rain? It's been growing in and around the camera, I think. It's getting unlucky with the way that it's going now. That camera. Do you have some storm chasers moving down Connor Croft? Leading the pack, at least on Radar Amiga. Get that storm in the distance there. With the tornado warning on it. Tornado Kirksville, let's take another look at this one. Right, and I think we're going to be wrapping up the stream. It's coming up to 9:30 for me now. We've been live for nearly 3 hours, or 3 hours now. So I'm going to do one brief, I'm going to do a really long overview. We're going to go through the outlooks first, then through the warnings, and then I'll have to be off for tonight. Anyway, moderate risk of severe weather is in place west of Chicago that heads all the way down into Macomb, Bloomington, Peoria, Rockford, Waukegan, Kenosha. So stop pronouncing these names wrong. And we do have an enhanced risk, includes places like Milwaukee, all the way down into Columbia, Springfield, just to the northwest of Indianapolis. Detroit, Michigan, southwest Michigan is included in that as well. Now we have a slight risk. Um, we have a slight risk from the Canada border all the way back down into Oklahoma, including places like Indianapolis, Springfield, Tulsa. Yeah, bring this down there now. All the way down into North Texas, and then a slight risk, including places like New York, Philadelphia, and Washington. Then, in terms of a tornado threat, we do have this 15% risk just to the west of Chicago here. And we're going to have probably multiple strong long track tornadoes this evening. And then anywhere in the yellow, we could see that as well. In the brown, we'll probably see a couple tornadoes, probably nothing that's that strong. In the green, we probably will see a couple brief tornadoes. The wind risk is going to be one of the main threats. We do have a chance for a derecho. It's a long track wind event. 60% risk there, driving that moderate risk. The pink there, 45%. We could see wind gusts over 100 miles an hour this evening. Hail is mostly going to be in this corridor from kind of west of Chicago down into extreme south east Kansas. Okay, and then let's go through the future radar here. Can see here. So yeah, just playing it through there. So if I start it here now, so we have a line of storms developing over the next half an hour to an hour, and this will produce lots of damaging wind. And for the first couple hours, it will be more discreet. So that's where the long track tornado risk could be in place. As this does become more of a line, like I was saying before, I wouldn't be surprised if every single part of this line had some kind of severe thunderstorm warning on it. Could get to like 40 warnings this evening. By the way, storms firing up in the Texas Panhandle over a couple hours. Then this just becomes so widespread from like Chicago, places like that, all the way down into North Texas. And then pushing eastward from there. Do get some new warnings actually. Let's see where these are. A continuation for the storm near Penn Yan, near Watkins Glen, and into like just west of Cortland. At the moment, this tornado warning still ongoing, and with that overview of everything, I think we'll start being live for now. And just yeah, today's a really serious day if you are in any of these risk areas, please go to someone like Max Velocity, Ryan Hall, and watch their streams. Make sure you've got your weather alerts on today, and I'll catch you all in the next stream. Bye bye.